Great. What's
Cool.
up?
Yeah. So we were just talking about Foster's imaginary home, and
Yeah.
I was put to shame because I haven't really ever seen
I did not
any of
shame
it.
you. I said that.
That's shaming me.
I'm not shaming you. Um, yeah, we were. Foster's Home is a cartoon that I really loved growing up. I have like picture, like not in a weird way, but like I would like try to draw them. Like I have a notebook probably at my parents' house where like I tried to draw them
Sketchbook.
and like I printed out pictures. Yeah, and I loved them so much. Blue is like the little blue guy that you tweeted the gif of. BLOO Blue. And then
Okay.
he's the imaginary friend of this kid Mac, and they all live in this house, and Mac comes and visits him, and it's
See
just
that
that's
sounds amazing. I
I remember it being amazing.
I was really big into watching Cartoon Network, like
hmm
kind of when it first started to get big, when it was like Dexter's Lab and Ed and
Yeah.
Eddie and all of that stuff.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember Sheep in the Big City?
I don't.
Don't
Oh wait, maybe I
that
do. Maybe I should look.
that's what you'll
Maybe.
probably recognize it if you see it. That's one I don't think people remember all that often, but that was kind of on the tail end of
I for sure seen this.
that was kind of on the tail end of when I kind of stopped watching like Cartoon Network
How cute.
cartoons and started to move to like Toonami and Adult Swim and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my cartoon knowledge. Yeah, Sheep in the Big City. I don't even remember like what. I mean, I guess the name is self-explanatory, but I don't even remember like what that was about.
I could tell you it. Uh, the runaway sheep that goes to live in the big city. That's
Self-explanatory.
what it is.
I mean,
um,
that's an okay idea for a cartoon. Just the fish out of water, sheep out of
it's
the
cute.
farm.
Yeah, I love it.
There you go. Uh, what? Just out of curiosity, what other kind of cartoons and stuff do you watch?
Currently, right now, I'm not watching any cartoons. Well,
Any
I don't know
anime?
about cartoons. Um, Not since My Hero stopped. I know I need to get back into it, but I'm watching Hilda. I'm in the middle of watching Hilda. If you haven't seen it on Netflix, it's
Mm-mm.
a 2D animated series, but I know it's not a cartoon like on TV. But it's super cute, so you should totally check that out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm totally out of the cartoons game. I was watching My Hero like week by week.
Gotcha.
And then I saw the movie, and then it's over. So like I haven't been watching anything right now. I think my boyfriend right now is watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood right now.
Yes. I was
So
watching the good one.
yeah, and I haven't, and he started it, so now I can't like jump in. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll just watch it by myself. I've heard amazing things. I've heard
It
amazing
is
things about it.
so good. But okay, I have a question about My Hero Academia. But first, ladies and gentlemen, if you did not know, this is episode 27 of the Whatnauts Captain's Log, one of the many podcasts that we do here at the Whatnauts. This is our weekly off-topic show. We haven't really been weekly all that much lately. We've had some difficulty recording and stuff like that. But here we are, still chugging along. My name is Kyle Springer, and joining me this week is Belinda Garcia.
Hey guys.
Yeah, this is the second time you've been on one of
Yay.
our shows, and that's fantastic.
Yes.
We're starting to record at somewhat of a new time for this show. We're hoping for like 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. So hopefully, maybe you have a little bit more free time, and it's not our old time where it was like middle of the day for you.
Yeah, it was like I'm never making this unless like some miracle happens.
Yeah.
And like that one time I was like, oh my God, I have a Friday afternoon. I was like, Kyle, I was like, I'm coming on.
Well, it was one of those things where I was hoping to get this show back up and running. It was like, hey, who wants to help host this with me? And Eric Mienix was the only one who was like, well, I have free time on Fridays. So I was like, sweet, I can take off of work basically whenever. And so he was like, okay, I'm free at like 2:30 on Fridays Pacific time. And I was like, okay, so that's 5:30 my time. Okay, I don't have to take off much work. Sweet, that works out for me. And then it was like, well, Melissa's in Central Time. She can't really make that. Jess has a job. You, I'm sure, have a job or school or something. And so it's just like, can we figure something else out?
Yeah, 2:30 on a Friday is pretty. That's a hit or miss on most days.
The Nintendo Direct was this morning, and everyone is on the West Coast. That like all games, media and stuff is like, why do we have to wake up at this ungodly hour? Like, it's at like 10 a.m. for me.
Well, like I have that problem. Like tonight is like the League of Legends like finals for Worlds, and they're in Korea. So games start at 1 a.m. So
there you go.
If I wanted to watch the games, I have to stay up till 1 a.m. So that's time's great.
There you go. I'll ask you about that in a sec, but I did want to ask about My Hero Academia.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So I had it was Melissa actually. I have the tweet pulled up because I was actually going to ask you about My Hero Academia anyways, because I saw it on your Skype thing. Like I haven't changed my Skype status in like 3 years.
I haven't changed my Skype status. I don't even know if it'll tell me like when I did it, but that was like when I started watching and I was really obsessed with it. My Skype status is it's in like caps and like lots of exclamation points. It says going beyond plus ultra. It says going beyond plus ultra.
Exactly.
like 10 exclamation points for some reason.
Shout out to Jotnamus on Twitter, who has also been in our live streams every now and then recently, and apparently is a friend of Melissa, tweeted something about My Hero Academia, and then Melissa saw it and was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm gonna pitch it on the Whatnauts eventually. She was like, spoiler alert for Kyle, and I recognized it, and so I just wrote back. I was like, plus ultra. But you probably are about to shame me here. I've seen season 1, and that's it, of My Hero Academia.
Did you just not continue, or
it didn't click with me? And I feel like I'm missing something because I feel like I'm the only one who's like, I don't like. Why does everyone think it's so good? So that's my thing. What like
bad
being shamed again. But like I liked it enough. I'm a big comic book nerd. I like anime, though I usually tend to stay away from more of the mainstream anime stuff. Most of it hasn't really clicked with me. I don't like Bleach. I don't like Naruto. I don't like One Piece. Stuff like that. But I like this one looked good, and I was like, "What's all the hubbub about this show?" And I still just don't understand it. So why is it so amazing? What am I missing?
Personally, for me, I think it's one of the best like superhero stories ever made. And that is coming from someone that loves, comics and Marvel and DC and all that stuff. Because I think it takes a lot of the things that you are used to with superheroes, and kind of just turns it on its head. And I love that. And like the main character, Deku, I love that it's, the story is essentially if like, say like Superman was like needed to pass on his powers to somebody, and he like gives it to someone who has like this like heart of a hero, but like has to work to basically become that hero. And I don't know, I love it so much. I love like all the characters. I love all the powers and
Hmm.
how a lot of them are really, really different. Just in the season that just finished, I think it's 4 or 3 or 4, I don't know. Um, there's just it just gets better, and I think season two is like where I really was like crying every episode
Okay.
because I was so like emotionally invested. And I mean, I was crying in season one because anytime All Might like opens his mouth, I'm just like crying. 'Cause I think he's just such a good dude. But I don't know. Yeah, I know. Uh, I guess it is like the most popular anime right now. It is like all the shows that you mentioned, it totally fits in with all of them because like it is a
Yeah.
shonen and like stuff like
I
that.
mean,
But
I grew up on Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that. So
everybody
I
did.
don't mind like shonen anime. I just most of like the mainstream ones, I'm just like I'm not liking this.
Mm.
Um, and I like especially with this one though. I feel like I'm missing something. Like I must have
Watch season two.
I must have looked at my phone when a character said a certain line, and if I had heard that, I would have been like, "Ah, sold! This is amazing." Um, but like, yeah, I just like I feel bad that I'm just like I don't understand it. Like, what am I doing wrong? What's wrong with me?
No, watch season two. I would say watch season two uh to like try and get into it again because
I'll have to go
that's
back
I
and
believe
rewatch it. I think it was like six
yeah.
to eight months ago that I was like,
Oh,
"What is this
yeah,
show?
probably.
What's
Well, I
happening?"
love it. And if you I don't know. I hope that you end up liking it. If not, it's fine. It's not for everyone.
Sure, that's true.
Yeah.
I the only like more recent popular one that I ended up liking more than I expected was Attack on Titan. And
Mm,
I've still only seen season one of that. And I was like, okay,
that
not as bad as I
one
thought it was gonna be, but
I'm not good with I'm not good with like gore and stuff.
okay,
So that one like I still haven't that's one that everybody likes and I haven't like fully watched the full season because like just the ending of the first episode like scarred me enough that I like had to wait to watch the second
okay.
episode. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I could do this. Like gore is not my thing. Cartoon gore, like even like
Cartoon gore. Okay,
South Park gore,
interesting.
like yeah, blood and like Family Guy, like when it just random things, I can't do it. It's too much.
Do you have like a vivid imagination? Like, is it that kind of thing? Because I met someone who like wasn't going to watch. I mean, he didn't watch a whole bunch of movies, but at the time, I think Daredevil season 2 just came out, and he was like, "Yeah,
Mm,
I can't watch those shows because it's too realistic." He's like, "I'm fine with cartoons, but if it's like real people, then it's like
weird.
I have these like vivid nightmares and stuff like that." So is it
Huh.
something like that with you for that, or is it just like no thanks?
I, I don't know. It's like I can't do like movies with like I can't do like war movies with like a lot of like gunfire or
Mhm.
violence. Like Tarantino movies are like not my thing.
Sure.
I like respect the dude, but can't watch his
Do your
movies.
thing, son. I'll
Um
be over here.
yeah, like looks great. Looks great from over here. Keep doing you. Like stuff like people love movies like American Psycho
Sure.
and like Pulp Fiction and like as like a film student, it's like I've seen a bunch of clips. They're not fun clips. So I like because you have to study them and you talk about them a lot. And yeah, they're just I don't know, just violence and gore and stuff
Okay.
just in general. Can't so it's hard and like there definitely is like a limit. Like there's like a threshold that like weirdly like I love Walking Dead, which is a very like it can get really
Sure.
gory and like you're dealing with like half dead zombie things and like gross stuff,
Flesh
but like
dangling
I
off
can
of body parts and
oh god, ugh. And it's like and I like that was my first comic, right? So like I can do that, but then it's like, but
Huh.
also like I can't do like Family Guy violence. It's like I don't know. There's just like a weird like ratio to like
That's
certain
really
things. So
interesting.
yeah, I don't know. It just I guess zombies don't. I also like don't like scary things. Like I don't like
I
horror
can't
stuff.
do horror stuff at all.
I like actually can't. Like even people are like, "Oh yeah, it's fine." I was like, that stuff like will run through my mind for like 6 years. Like I will never get over it.
My roommate, she can't shut up about the Haunting of Hill House, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
I've heard good things, but nope, not for me. Sorry.
yeah,
She's like, but it's so
yeah.
good, Kyle. You should watch it.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
just
sure.
like, I'm gonna be sitting there like this the entire time. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, like I love A24, and when Hereditary came out, everybody kept talking about it and loved it and all this stuff, and I was like, I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's really awesome. I can't watch it, and I will never watch it. Like, um, I had a class called Writing for Film Genre, so we were
okay.
going through all the like big genres. So we hit like we did horror first, which is great. So we had to watch horror films, which is what we did. And I sat like behind my classmate and I was like this, and I would have like my like hat like this, so like my vision was like this. And I couldn't do it, but I like had to, and I needed to like learn, and like we had to write horror stuff. And so mine was like very soft horror. Like I was trying to write it, but I would get freak myself out but writing it. But so I've seen like I've seen The
I
Exorcist. I've
haven't even seen
seen,
that
oh my
because
God, it's
I
so
can't
scary.
do horror.
Oh my God, it was so scary. Especially like someone that grew up
People
like
are gonna
religious, right?
shame
Like,
me
oh,
for not having seen The Exorcist now.
oh, I wish I hadn't seen it. The Omen, The Conjuring. Oh my God, it was also
I've seen
scary. But
Signs.
like, oh God, I went. Is that the alien? Is that the
Yeah,
alien one,
the
right? With
M
the
Night
crop circle.
Shyamalan. It's behind. Yeah,
Oh,
that one.
okay. But yeah, like that scarred me like for life. I can't do horror.
Interesting.
So scary.
Good to know I'm
Yeah.
not alone. Though it's
Oh,
always been one of those things like the horror things I have watched or have played. Like I've gone back to them like a couple years after, and I'm like, this isn't that bad. The hell was I so scared of? Like this is actually kind of funny.
that's I was replaying the first BioShock.
Fucking love
See,
that
like I
game.
can play BioShock and I can play
It's
like
creepy as hell, but
games like that. Oh my God, it's so creepy. And like just the way that everything's designed, like, and the first one's way more creepy than Infinite, because obviously just the world like sets itself up to be super freaking creepy. But yeah, I was like rewatching it and I was like, oh my God, how did I ever play this? It's so scary. It's so freaky. It's so scary. Just and people running at you and like, oh God,
yeah.
it's so gross. But yeah.
Anyways, enough scary stuff before we scare both of ourselves.
It's okay. It's after Halloween. We talked about it, put it in the past. It's time
No
for
more spooky
Christmas.
stuff. um, so yeah, I know you're big into the esports stuff. You mentioned, I guess, League of Legends. Is that the right one?
hmm
Did I mention it
hmm
right? Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I know the whole Blizzcon stuff I think was happening today. I know there was a bunch of Overwatch stuff that came out.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the only one that I'm familiar with and I've played.
Yeah.
What's happening? You mentioned it was the championship.
Oh, so right now, in League, Worlds is happening, which is it's their World
Okay,
Series. I always compare it to baseball when I'm trying to explain like how esports works to other people. So with LCS League Championship Series, that's their MLB.
right.
Yeah, so right now, like tonight would be like the last match. Like whoever wins this, like won Worlds, like won the whole thing. Um, so yeah, so that's happening tonight as far as like league stuff. I know it's a Chinese team, and then Fnatic, which is a European
Okay,
team. Um, m- what was really big this year is so in league, Chinese teams and Korean teams like they are so good at the game. Like
Yeah.
basically like the Western, yeah, so like the West, so like Europe and NA, uh, we get creamed, right? So everybody plays their own separate leagues. So in the spring and the summer, like NA is North America. They play within themselves in Europe. So we are like all um together in one league, and then like there's a Chinese league, there's a Korean league, and they all like play within themselves.
Sure.
And then like Worlds, like when Worlds comes off and you go into the playoffs and do all that, that's when everybody plays against each other.
Okay.
And so it's like, oh man, everybody's doing so well over here, and then we go, we comply, and we get like crushed. So it was really cool is that Cloud9, which is my favorite team, they made it to the semifinals, which is huge for a North American team. Huge, like super huge. Unfortunately, they didn't make it to the finals, but it's still also a big deal that like there's a European team in the finals. Usually it's Korea and Korea or Korea and China or like stuff like that.
I know he's not a League player, but isn't Shroud on Cloud9 or used to be?
Yeah, so he used to play I think he used to play CS:GO under Cloud9. So Cloud9 has a bunch of teams and everything. Like they have a Overwatch. So most people know Cloud9 from Overwatch League, which is the Overwatch esports. And I know a little bit about Overwatch esports, not as much as I know League, because I used to write like League esports, like journalism stuff. But yeah, so I guess like Cloud9 and League in Overwatch has like a meme to like get on the payload. So every time I'm talking about Cloud9, my friends are like, "Oh, we think you're talking about Overwatch, but you're talking about League." And I'm like, "Yeah, it gets confusing," because like all those brands have like different teams and
for sure
and different things.
I never understood League. I don't think I've played it once, but I watched a couple people when I was in college. There was a bunch of people on my old dance crew that got into it, and that's all they did in their free time. And I was like, I don't understand what's happening. I'm gonna stick to like RPGs and first person shooters and stuff like that.
Yeah, I got into League pretty late because I only played RPGs for a really long time, because like as a young girl, it's not really fun to play online multiplayer. So I totally did not play anything online. Like my brother's a big Call of Duty player, like loves it. That's his baby. And I would just go in and play like the campaign, and that would be my fun. I did play a lot of zombies because like shooting zombies is fun. But I didn't do very much first person shooters, but I did do a lot of RPGs. And then League came like a lot later. I don't play much now because the League community is kind of not very welcoming to new players, and I wasn't very good in the beginning, and so it was hard for me to get into it. But I loved the game style, so I actually like transferred that over, like bringing it back to like BlizzCon stuff. I went to Heroes of the Storm, and I really love Heroes of the Storm. I love a lot of things about it, and I love the community. Super fun, like awesome game. So if you ever like, if anyone that would want to get into League eventually, I would say like try Heroes first. It's a really great game.
Interesting.
But yeah, so yeah, BlizzCon is happening. I was supposed to go. And obviously I'm not there right now, so I didn't go.
You go to everything
because
I don't understand.
It's great. I love it. I love events. I love conventions. I really do. I love meeting people and being there. I love it so much. But yeah, I was supposed to go, like time didn't permit me to go, and I've been exhausted, and I was just in Disneyland. So I basically had just driven down there, drove back up, and I was like, am I really? And I would be driving down there by myself, and I still had to work up, and I was just like, it's not happening. I'll just like have a weekend free, which is why I could record. But yeah, BlizzCon is happening. It's great. You're right under there. It goes BlizzCon Kyle, like right there. But yeah, it's today and tomorrow. And I went to BlizzCon last year, and it is one of my favorite conventions. So, it's like so well put together.
How is that different from like an RTX or an E3 or a Comic-Con? What I mean,
Yeah, so I would say so like comparing it to all the ones that I've been to. So San Diego Comic-Con is like it's like everything. Like they do like
it's
movie,
entertainment con now.
yeah, it's pop culture
Sure.
con. Yeah, and then comics get like shoved in like the back, like over there. Um but San Diego Comic-Con like big on movies, TV, pop culture
Mhm.
stuff, like super 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 big like stars and stuff like that. RTX is one of my, like, I think it's my favorite convention because it's so intimate because it's all Rooster Teeth fans
Sure.
and the Rooster Teeth community is just amazing and they are all like there for this specific company, right? So everybody is like way more close knit. Whereas like at something as big as San Diego Comic Con, it's like you could be here for comics, you could be here for this show, that movie, and yeah. So with RTX, I would say is the most intimate convention that I go to. E3 is very much like E3 is very much like they're there for like the games. Like, you know, it used to be like consumers used to not be able to go because it was for like everybody in the industry to try out the games. So
Yeah.
like E3 is very like play like everything is like playable. Like you're just basically running around and like playing a bunch of demos, like making appointments, playing a bunch of demos, talking to devs. So it's very like games. Like there's no like movies and TV and stuff there because
It's
E3 is about games,
very tech
making games.
focused and hey, here's the new
Yeah, making
things coming out down the road sometime, hopefully.
yeah, game equipment,
Unless you're like
like game
Kingdom Hearts and it's like
equipment.
this will be here in like 15 years.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I'm getting like, I'm starting to get like Facebook memories. It's like 3 years ago, you were excited.
I was
Now in development.
so you mentioned RTX. I guess we
Yeah.
both did. I've been in my spare
Mhm.
time going back and listening to all of the old Rooster Teeth podcasts.
Oh, I really want to do
Um,
that.
and they're fantastic, and it's so funny to see them mention
Uh,
like, oh man, iOS 7 just came out and they redesigned the buttons. I have no idea what this is. Um, but they just did one where they first announced Kingdom Hearts 3,
Oh,
and this was
really?
from like 5 years ago, and I'm just like, oh my
Yeah.
god, you guys don't even know. It's not even out yet.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. And then, what was I saying? And then, so BlizzCon, Blizzard is obviously just this huge player in the games industry. They're legends. Um, so their convention, something that they do is like they love esports. So all of the finals for all of their esports usually happen at BlizzCon. Overwatch finals, StarCraft finals, WoW finals, um, Hero like HGC
Okay.
finals, which is the Heroes finals. So so since it is like Blizzard games, like again, it makes it a little bit more intimate. And Blizzard is just so concise with everything that they do
Mhm.
that like it just all flows really well. So they have like an opening ceremony. They let all of their game, like all of their specific games talk and like they announce a bunch of stuff and then all of that stuff is usually available. Like if you saw the Overwatch announcement today, like you can probably play her on the floor
Right now, yeah.
today, like right now. They have a bunch of computers and like the lines move really fast. But yeah, they have like these big arenas for everybody to watch. Esports is something that I really, really love is they put like um they give like esports kind of that like priority.
Yeah.
And then just like yeah, it's all Blizzard games. So like it's just all these people that have grown up and WoW's been around for so long that it's like all of these people are like, yeah, I remember when I was 10, I remember when I was, and I like, again, like grew up not playing like online games like that. And my mom would have never paid a subscription for a video game. No, she already was like hesitant to like buy me games. But like if I told her she had to like subscribe every month, she would have been like, no. Um, so I played a lot of RuneScape. That was my like I couldn't play WoW, so I played a lot of RuneScape. So yeah, so like it's really cool. Like Blizzard's been around so long that like their community is really tight knit and very close to each other.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
but yeah, it's definitely an awesome convention. If you know for people that like love Blizzard games because it's so well thought out every aspect of it. It's really great.
There you go. How excited are you for Kingdom Hearts 3? Can we freak out and about it? Because I'm so excited now.
Like everyone knows how excited I am. So when everyone's like, when they talk to me, they're like, "Man, yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3." I like try to be like, "Yeah, it's fine, whatever." Like I'm fine. Like
Cool,
it's just,
act
yeah,
normal.
cool. Because
I'm a
always
normal
like
person.
I have like notifications on for like the Kingdom Hearts Twitter, and I don't have like I have like push notifications on. So like anytime like Kingdom Hearts like tweets something, it's like like I just like anything, and I'm already on it, and I'm just like like whatever it is. Um, I I can't wait. I want to take like a week off of everything and like get through it, and just it just looks so good. And so it's one of those things where it's like I don't mind waiting for a game, like as long as it's taking so long because you're like putting a lot of care into it and are doing it right. Oh
I feel like this is it's strange because I guess I have mixed feelings. I absolutely love Kingdom Hearts. That first game is my favorite game of all time. It is so good. Even though most people are just like, oh, it's too childish, or you know. I'm like, no, it's so good. It's about friendship. Come on.
Friends are my power.
Yeah. But then I played the second game, and I remember at the time I actually didn't like the second game. I was just like, I don't understand what's happening. I was one of the ones who were completely lost. But I still loved it. I was like, it's still Kingdom Hearts, and Mickey looks like a badass with his black hood and all that stuff. I was like, what in the world is happening?
Yeah.
But it's only been, I guess, within the past couple months that I'm like, okay, I need to actually play the other games and actually figure out what the organization is, what exactly they want, who fucking Xenohort is, or whoever his name is.
Xehanort. Xehanort or Ansem. Or
yeah, there's like 5 of them, who knows.
Yeah.
And
yep, you're right.
So I bought, I guess it was one of it was like 1.5, 2.8 remix final edition, whatever it is. And I'm playing through 2, and I'm at the end of the world. So I'm at the end of the game, but I got stuck on a boss. And I was like, I don't remember this being this hard. And I'm over leveling. Like, the game tells me I should be at like level 54, and I'm like 83. And so it's just like, I'm getting my ass whooped. I don't understand what's happening on this boss. And then I'm like, oh wait, this is the remix version. They they redid all the bosses and put new ones in and stuff like that. Maybe that's why, and I just haven't played this boss. So now it's one of those things where I am stuck on an RPG and I hate the game, and I'm gonna give it a month, and then I'm gonna go back to it, and I'm gonna beat it on my first try, because that's what happens, and it's so frustrating. Like, what did I do differently?
Yeah, I definitely had one of those moments.
Oh my god, I've had so many of them.
I want to say one of my most recent moments was playing God of War, and you really just have to walk away. Like you're just gonna get progressively more angry and more like it's just gonna make your game playing worse.
Have you beaten God of War yet?
No, so my boyfriend has finished the whole thing. I have so many games.
Spider-Man yet?
Nope, I haven't beat Spider-Man yet. Yeah, you beat it so fast, and you were like, "I want to do a spoiler cast," and I was like,
"Platinumed it in like
sweetie."
30
I was
days.
like, "I am not even close to the end yet." No, I have not finished. Like, I'm like inching through, and I try to like go in and like.
It's good. It's fun. Like, take your time, have fun.
Yeah, and then recently I've been playing with Jordan. We've been playing Stardew Valley, which has been great. Just go in, like, do a little farming, and don't take, just go in and have fun, go in the mines, and yeah. So that's like been like my gameplay like what I've been doing as far as like gaming recently. It's like just popping into like little games here and
That's
there
cool.
and
That's
like
good.
playing one Overwatch game from here and there. But like I want to play competitive again in Overwatch because I did it like season 2, but I got really, really into it and it made me really angry all the time and I didn't want to do that. But yeah, I think I was like I was gold and I was almost platinum but I would always solo queue. Like I would always play by myself and like I need a team. So if you play Overwatch on PC, we should play.
There you go. What's your BattleNet thing so they can find you? Or
Oh,
should they just like message you on Twitter or something?
you can find me, yeah, and I'll give it to you. I don't know my BattleNet game. I can never remember it. The numbers, they mess me up.
Um, so you were mentioning a time you got stuck on God of War. What did you get stuck on?
I can't even remember. It was one of the it was in the beginning. It was the guy that where are you? Where are you? Where are you? The guy where it's like pitch black and you can't see him.
Okay.
And yeah,
The
that one it was
bug-looking dude. Or I guess not
I
a
think
bug-looking
so.
dude. I guess those are the fairies or the elves or something. I don't remember exactly, but
I know that you were
one of his things is, yeah, he like sucks the lights out of the room and
yeah, and you can't see. And then
okay.
I'm bad at blocking. That's like a thing. Like fighting games, everything, I'm bad at blocking. I don't do it. It's
I think I
bad.
just
I know I
kept
should.
like dodge, counter,
Yeah,
dodge, counter, run
the
around
Kingdom Hearts
for
thing, just
5.
like dodge, 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 like dodge roll,
Just
dodge roll, dodge roll,
spam the
dodge
dodge
roll.
roll.
Everything, just everywhere. It's just so like if anyone was watching you play, you just look ridiculous. You're like it works. Like
It moves
if it
faster
works,
too, so I can get
yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
I had a really crazy one. I think in Final Fantasy 13.
Mm.
Did you ever play that game?
Mm-mm.
So there's this one boss in there. It's been years since I've played that game. There's a one boss in there who I call the Pope. I don't remember his actual name, but he looked like the Pope. And then you have to fight him, and he turns into like this giant, like multi-headed monster. And it's the
Mm-hmm.
first time you fight him as that monster. And
Mm-hmm.
like I couldn't beat him at first, so I put the game down for like a week, and then came back and somehow like just managed to squeak out a victory. Then at the end of the game, I think you fight him again, and
Mm-hmm.
I had the game guide for this, and it was like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
look, stage 1, just spam the attacks, like just get his health down as much as you can, do that.
Mm-hmm.
Stage 2, be prepared, because if he casts, I think it was like Doom or Death or something,
Mm-hmm.
it just said, if it does that, good luck. And I was like, what?
It said that in the
Yeah,
guide?
it was just like, yeah, like you just have to hope you win. And
That's so awful.
yeah, and
how discouraging.
I was like, what does that mean? That's weird. So I think
Mhm.
the first time I fought him in that second like end battle, like I got to stage 2, was getting his health down, and I think he just beat me normally, so I never saw him cast it. So I was like, okay, I'm maybe not strong enough. So I went and leveled up, and I came back, beat stage 1, went to stage 2, getting his health down. I was like, okay, it seems to be working. He hasn't cast anything, and then Doom. And I was like, fuck. Okay, and then it's like I have to do as much damage as I can right now, because I have
Mhm.
like a counter of like, if this counter reaches 0, you and your whole party just is wiped out. And I didn't do a dent. And it got to the point where I did that fight like 5 or 6 times, and no matter what, he would just he would cast that spell, and I was like, what the hell?
So awful.
I can't
It's the
beat it.
worst.
There's no way to counteract this spell. And so I was just like, fuck this game. I was like, that's it. I'm done. I'm never playing a Final Fantasy ever again. I hate these games. And I think it was like 3 months later, I was like, I don't have any video games to play. And then Final Fantasy 13 was sitting there, and it's like, hey, there's me. I'm still here. And I'm like, fuck, okay. So I put the game in, and it's like, I'm just gonna continue from my last save. I'm gonna get my ass whooped on this boss fight. And I stage 1, get his health down, go into stage 2. Fighting him, get his health down, 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 and he dies. And I was just like, what? How does, why? What? Who said this was okay? Why? Like, I wasted 3 months. I was so mad.
The game knows that you were frustrated.
I wonder if they do that. Like, there was something I was listening to recently that I think they mentioned on a podcast. There was some game, like, if you put in some cheat code or if you did something else, it, like, reconfigured the numbers on something else to make it, like, more difficult to do this one thing. So, yeah, like, I'm wondering if it's like, dude, you suck at this game. We'll make it easier for you.
Just like 3 months older Kyle is just far superior to your past self, apparently. Yeah, I remember, like, the one that, like, vividly really, like, sticks out in my head is from Kingdom Hearts 1, and, like, not even the Ansem fight, like, that was, like, sort of weirdly easy.
That end Ansem fight, though, can be extremely frustrating.
It can be so frustrating if you don't counter his, like, when he's, like, speeding at you. You just have to, like, you counter that and you're good. But, like, if you miss it, then you're screwed. But it's when, like, the, like, Ansem Riku, and, like, you don't have Donald and Goofy, and you're in
the first
he, like, shuts up.
In Hollow Bastion there.
Yep. Yeah, and, like, where, like, the portal is, like, behind
it. Exactly where it is.
Yeah. And there was a cutscene, and, you know, you play it on the old PlayStation, and you can't really skip it, especially, like, your first playthrough. And I hate that cutscene to this day because I had to hear it over and over and over and over again. Kairi's a princess. Oh, her heart is with me, and la
Riku,
and I'm just
understand. Like, Kingdom Hearts, you're my friend. Let's just go home.
Like, Kairi's a princess every time. Kairi's a princess, and I'm like, she's a princess. She's one of the, like, it just frustrated me so bad because that Riku does this thing where, like, the things come from, like, the, like, lights or whatever, his spells. Yeah. They come from the floor. So, like, you have to, like,
dodge roll,
basically glide
or that,
or dodge roll or fly. So, like, the dodge rolling was not working out for me in that situation. So I would, like, glide, and, like, you had to time it in a way that, like, when you land, it would be over, because if you landed too early, then you'd get hit. And I was just like, it was so frustrating. I cannot tell you, like, I remember, like, yanking my, like, controller out, and it was like, you know, that's back when controllers, like, plugged into the thing. It's like, and it, like I flew, and I was just like, yep. And I was like, I need to walk away. Like, I'm not going to get to this.
Light. It's about friendship. It's okay.
Yeah, it's about love and friendship and all these magical things, and Mickey. So, like, I shouldn't be getting that mad. Oh, I got mad in God of War at one of the things with the bells, the chests that you open. What are they called?
I'm blanking on the game right now because it's been a while since I've been in there.
There's
the
certain chests, but, like, you have to hit the
bells.
Yeah, you have to hit the bells all at the same time, or you have to, like, do whatever. And there was one, and I swear to God, it was so impossible. And it was, like, there's a bell here, bell here, and the chest is here. And I was like, so I have to hit it, run here, hit it, and then come here and like hit the last one. And I kept trying to do it. I kept trying to sprint, but it was also on like a ledge. So like I fell off a few times and I was like, and I was just getting so mad. And I was like, it's a chest. Why am I getting so mad at a chest? It's just a chest. And it was one of those things where it was like, I could walk away. Like, it's not that important. I don't need anything in there. Right. But I'm like, no, I have to do it. Like, I have to prove it to myself. I have to do it. But then it was one of those things where like I stopped and I was like, up to this point, like God of War has not been like an impossible game. Like it's not like a Dark Souls game. Like it's not something that's going to be like, you have this much time, like you have to do it. And I was like, it's very much a game where it's like they want you to think like smarter, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, there's a smarter way to do this. There's a smarter way to do this. And there was. And if you look like on one side, if you look through, there's like broken parts and you can throw your axe through it, hit that one, and then like hit the middle one. And it was like easy. And I was like, see, I just need to take a breath.
Figure it out. Now wait
back.
till you get to the Valkyries. Which it's not story wise.
It's like extra things.
Yeah. It's one of those things that you have to know the pattern, you have to have the right armor on, and you have to have the like stones that revive you and all that stuff. You need to know it exactly. I've beaten one, and that was on easy. I was like, I'm gonna put it down on easy and see if I can beat these Valkyries. And I beat one. I went to the next one and just got completely destroyed. I was like, well, I officially suck at video games. But yeah, so that might be a little bit more Dark Soulsy, but we'll see.
Probably.
I've thought about going back because after I platinumed Spider-Man, I was like, kind of like getting the platinums on video games. Hey, God of War was really good. Maybe I should do that game.
Yeah.
And then,
so have you been working towards platinuming it?
I haven't gone back yet. Most recently, I guess I did the DLC for Spider-Man, which is good. But that, I guess, doesn't really factor into the platinum there. So, that, and then I again mentioning Kingdom Hearts. I need to get back to that because I need to beat this. It's the it's one of the organization members that I don't know his name, but he's like one of the smaller, younger guys. He looks like a punk. I don't know.
They all look like punks.
Yeah, true.
You're telling me Axel don't look like a punk?
But so to say one more thing about Kingdom Hearts, from what I've played so far, the story is actually making sense to me.
Yeah.
Like I've now played Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories, I think Birth by Sleep.
Birth by Sleep is a really important one for understanding story, I think.
I don't remember if I've done that one yet or not.
Saventus Terra Aqua
not
one.
That one yet. I haven't done that one. So I've done one, Chain of Memories, and then what's the one that focuses on Roxas and was, I think, one of the handheld games? The
358 over 2. Yeah.
I've done those 3, and I'm working my way through Kingdom Hearts 2 next.
Yeah, like so like
it's making
people
sense.
Are like, it doesn't make it does. Well, okay, it is a lot, and it is confusing, especially when we track like Ansem and like his like. I don't even want to get into the Xehanort.
I would say it's
Ansem
just about
BS.
as confusing as trying to explain Game of Thrones to someone who's never seen Game of Thrones.
Yeah, actually, if
but
you think about it that way,
watch it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So like people that are just like, well, Kingdom Hearts is so confusing. I'm always like, well, did you only play 1 and 2? And it's like, yeah.
Well, that's why you're missing huge.
But there's like
huge chunks, which makes no sense.
Huge chunks.
Because I guess that's the thing that doesn't make sense. It's like, well, I did the number. Yeah. This is the next one.
Correct.
Like, well,
yeah. And so it's like, it's one of those things where I understand people are like 1 and like you should get the main story from 1 and 2, and the rest should be like filler instead of like integral to understanding the story, and I get it. It makes sense. But if you
We
do play them
understand your
all,
pain.
it all makes a lot of sense. I mean, trying to explain the like how people have different versions of themselves and how that becomes like that's really hard to explain. But once you get that, then you'll
It's a
understand like all
video
it's
game. Just suspend your
yeah.
disbelief. They're called a nobody. There's also heartless versions of them all. Maybe kind of,
Yeah, maybe
just
kind of, but also
you have a body, you have a soul. What is a soul without a body or without a heart?
yeah.
Where does
Yeah, we
are people
should write like a Kingdom
good?
Hearts philosophy book.
Yeah, it's oddly very religious. Of like, are people good natured by heart?
Yeah,
Are they good people or
yeah.
are they
Who are
inherently
you? Are
evil?
you born like this? Are you turned evil?
Where does
Are
the
you
soul come
always
from?
evil?
Does it come from
Yeah,
your heart?
yeah. Like what happens when your heart is gone? Are you a person? Are you not?
Who knows?
Like it's just like all these questions. Like, is any of this real or not?
That one though, we will absolutely have to do a spoiler cast for, or at least like multiple like check-ins.
Let's
Okay,
do
where
it.
are you right now? We'll have to
Yeah.
figure out something with that.
Maybe we can do something around that time where, like, we were talking before we start streaming about like game streaming and stuff like that.
Something like
Maybe
that.
we can figure out something where like you're playing through a part or I'm playing through a part, and we'll just like talk through it and stuff like that. Because I'm so excited. I haven't been this excited for a game since like overly excited for a game since like Overwatch. Like I and even then like Kingdom Hearts is like my favorite game. Like I love it. It's so and I like am getting like a continuation of my favorite game, and it already looks so amazing. I'm already like ecstatic about like everything that's been like revealed, and I'm just like god, and there's like more that I don't know and I can't believe
Yeah.
it. Like I'm already like content with everything that they've given me. Oh my god, just all the Disney stuff just in itself is so exciting to me. So, I mean, that's why it's always been my favorite because like it's putting all my favorite things together, right? Games and
Disney. Yeah.
Disney. Yeah, and I also like love like antique keys and like skeleton keys. Like just I love like how they look, and I just yeah, let's fight with keys. Let's do it.
Amazing. Uh Belinda, where can the party people on the World Wide Web find you on the internets?
Everyone can find me on Twitter at BBC Garcia, and then just everything is on there from there. You can learn everything about me from my Twitter.
There you go. If you want to yell at me on the internet, I am at Yo Kyle Springer on Twitter and Instagram. I recently changed all of my stuff to that because I went with Hush 315 a long time ago and could never get it on all of the stuff. It was just like it's all one
Yeah,
word, one has a hyphen, one has an underscore. And it's just like, I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. So let me find something that works. And this actually has my
yeah,
name in it too.
yeah.
So I was like, that's nice. Anyways, if you guys want updates from the Whatnauts and all of the shows that we do, you can follow us on Twitter at the Whatnauts, or you can find more info at thewhatnauts.com. If you enjoyed this show or any of our other podcasts and you want to help us out, make the shows better, make more content, we would love to have your support on Patreon at patreon.com/thewhatnauts. Last other couple housekeeping things. I think we've almost reached a very small, humble, measly, like 30 subscriptions on YouTube. I think we're at like 28 or 29. So if you haven't subscribed to us on YouTube, go search us, the Whatnauts Podcast, and you will find us. And here on Twitch, too. If you're not following us, we would love to have your follow. That would be amazing. I guess you can find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/thewhatnauts or at thewhatnauts.com/livestreams. And reviews on iTunes would help. We also just put up our last like horror Halloween-ish episode of the review show. which we covered an old movie from the 80s called An American Werewolf in London by John Landis, who also did The Blues Brothers, and Michael Jackson's Thriller. So that was a lot of fun. And on our upcoming episode on that, we're going to be talking about Plutona, a graphic novel from Jeff Lemire and Emmy Lennox. And that's going to be fantastic. So that's all the housekeeping, all of that stuff. I guess we will see you guys next week. If Belinda, if you are free, you are more than welcome to join us again. I think it's going to be me and Eric. Eric was supposed to be here this week, but last minute ended up not being able to make it.
Yeah, me and Eric are still, like, we need to do our podcast, and we're, like, scrambling because, like, our schedules aren't lining up. So, yeah, I need to do so many podcast recordings in the next couple
weeks. Figure it out.
So, yeah.
We'll get there. That being said, thank you guys for tuning in. This has been episode 27 of the Whatnauts Captain's Log. We will see you guys next time. Adios.
Bye.